In the Horn of Africa, a quiet gamble is underway. Somaliland, a self-declared republic operating independently for over 30 years, may hold resources that could shift global geopolitics. Oil, gold, strategic ports. Could these minerals finally make the United States recognize Somaliland as a sovereign state? Somaliland has functioned as a de facto state since 1991, with its own government, currency, and security forces. Yet, internationally, it is still considered part of Somalia. Recognition by superpowers, especially the United States, remains out of reach, despite decades of relative stability. Why? Washington values territorial integrity in Africa, aligns with the African Union, and maintains key partnerships with Somalia's federal government in Mogadishu. The leverage Somaliland could wield lies beneath the surface. Gold, gypsum, and potentially oil have been identified in the region. While commercial-scale production is limited, the potential has caught the eye of international investors. Berbera Port, operated with DP World, offers a direct route to global markets. Minerals plus strategic access could transform Somaliland from a quiet de facto state into a regional player of interest. For the United States, Somaliland is valuable for geography first, resources second. Positioned near the el-Mandeb Strait, one of the world's busiest maritime choke points, it sits at the crossroads of global trade and military strategy. Washington's priorities: counterterrorism, freedom of navigation, and limiting rival powers' influence. Minerals could enhance Somaliland's importance, but recognition is not guaranteed. Could a major oil or gold discovery change the U.S. stance? Possibly. Resources could attract investment and increase strategic value. But recognition is political. Minerals alone cannot override diplomacy. The U.S. must weigh, engage a resource-rich, stable Somaliland, or maintain Somalia's territorial integrity, avoiding regional friction. Historically, Washington chooses stability over sudden recognition. Instead, the U.S. engages informally: security cooperation, economic partnerships, and quiet diplomacy, all without granting formal recognition. The triple threat: stability, resources, and location. Somaliland's value proposition rests on three pillars that are rarely found in unison within the Horn of Africa. 1. The Berbera Corridor, a gateway to the world. The Berbera Port, backed by DP World, UAE, is more than just a shipping terminal. It is a direct challenge to Djibouti's monopoly on Ethiopian trade. By positioning itself as the primary maritime exit for a landlocked giant, Somaliland transforms from a breakaway region into a regional economic linchpin. This infrastructure provides the physical plumbing necessary for mineral exports. 2. The mineral jackpot. Beneath its soil lies a periodic table of opportunity. Critical minerals, deposits of lithium, graphite, and rare earth elements, REEs, are essential for the global green energy transition. Industrial potential, significant reserves of copper, iron ore, and gemstones. Energy assets, ongoing exploration for oil and gas that could turn the region into an energy exporter. 3. The democratic dividend. Unlike many neighbors, Somaliland has maintained a relatively stable, multi-party democratic system for decades. This stability acts as a de-risking mechanism for foreign investors who are wary of the volatility elsewhere in the region. The great power. Tug of war. The presence of mineral wealth and a strategic coastline has attracted a crowded field of suitors, creating a high-stakes balancing act. The UAE seeks a maritime foothold to secure trade routes and counter regional rivals. Ethiopia, driven by the need for sea access, as evidenced by the recent and controversial Memorandum of Understanding regarding a naval base and port access. China and the West. While China eyes the minerals for its supply chains, Western powers are torn between the desire for a stable security partner in the Red Sea and the diplomatic headache of violating the One Somalia policy. The strategy: sovereignty through utility. For Somaliland, the slow burn approach to recognition is proving effective. By focusing on strategic development over diplomatic pleading, they are making themselves too relevant to ignore. The pivot. If Somaliland becomes the primary source of critical minerals for a global power's tech industry or the sole stable port for a major economy, the cost of not recognizing them begins to outweigh the cost of doing so. Minerals are the fuel and the Berbera Port is the engine, but strategic patience is the driver. Somaliland isn't just waiting for a seat at the table, they are building the table themselves and waiting for the rest of the world to realize they are already sitting at it.